Happy Monday. All right, here we go. Let's graph. Example 1. Use the graph y equals f of x. Okay, so the graph y equals f of x is given below. Use this graph to find the graph of. What is y equals f of x? What is y equals f of x? What is that? Did I give you something like that? I did. I gave it to you, right? It's here. Can you guys see this? Oops. Can you guys see this is y equals f of x? Okay. Remember, y equals f of x if I don't give you anything. That means it could be any function. Does that make sense? In this case, I give you this beautiful function, isn't it? Okay. Now, A and B, actually I copy and paste and never deleted this, so delete that. A is a review of algebra 2. Y equals 2 times f of x. Let's state the transformation first. Is that a horizontal change? According to what we just, is that a horizontal change? No, it's not. What kind of change is that? It's a vertical stretch. You're right. It's in front of f of x. That means it's a vertical stretch. Vertical stretch. Factor of how much? How much am I stretching? Factor of 2, right? Factor of 2. Now, the whole thing, class, about vertical is you don't flip them. So keep that in mind. So what are we going to change? All x values of this y equals f of x or all y values? Which one are we changing? Y. So x stays the same. Then I'm going to take my y value and multiply to what? 2. Whatever it is, multiply to 2. So now, see, this is my new point. X is exactly the same. Y will be multiplied by 2. All right, look at my y equals f of x. Can you see that the x coordinate is not labeled by 1s? So I'm going to go in and change it a little bit, okay? Because if it's not labeled by 1, you have to label it. Looks like I'm going from 0 all the way to 3 pi. So let's make this. Can we make this a pi here? Pi, 2 pi, and 3 pi. Okay. And then the y-axis is still by 1s, right? Can you guys see that? So I'm gonna make it bigger just because I want you to see it. Okay, so here we go. There you go. All right, first point. Let's look at the first point. 0, 0. Bless you. Your parent function used to be 0, 0. Where is your vertical stretch point now? It's still at 0, 0. Remember, I'm multiplying the y by 2. It's still going to be there. Okay. Next point in green. Pi over 2 comma negative 1. I'm sorry, comma positive 1 is now what? Pi over 2 comma 2. Pi over 2 is right in the middle of my 0 and pi. Can you guys see that? I don't have 2 labeled, but couldn't I just go all the way twice as much? Like that. Yes, no, maybe? For sure. Okay. Next point. Pi comma 0 is now what? Pi comma 0. Yeah. Okay, that's not going to go anywhere. Okay. Next point. Right here in the bottom. This is the point. They pointed to it. 3 pi over 2 comma negative 1 in the parent. What is it now? What is it now? 3 pi over 2 comma negative 2. I don't have negative 2 in here. I'm just going to extend that. Just going to always extend that. Okay, so negative 2 is right here. I'm going to go and make that orange dot. I have multiple colors, so I'm going to go. Okay. Next point. Rainbow. Here we go. 2 pi comma 0 is now what? 2 pi comma 0. Okay, 0 times 2 is always going to be 0. Next point. 5 pi over 2 comma 1 is now what? 5 pi over 2 comma 2, all the way above. Okay, last point. 3 pi comma 0 is now? Yeah, so there's all the dots. Connect them. Make them roundabout at top and bottom. Bless you. Make sure you don't make V-ish looking shapes, okay? So verbally, we said this graph is supposed to be vertically stretched by 2. Look at your new graph. Does it look like it's twice as tall? Yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be. All right, we're going to do B and then we'll call it a day. B is something that you just learned, okay? Look at it. Y equals f of 3 times x. What is your A value in here? What's your A value here? 3. Perfect. A is 3. Is that greater than 1 or in between 0 and 1? So is this a horizontal what? Stretch or compression? Horizontal. We'll spell it out first. Horizontal what? Compress. Okay. Horizontal compression or horizontally compress, whatever you want to say. Okay. Factor of how much? Carefully. Factor of. Can you compress and multiply by 3? No. Remember, in horizontal, we have to do 1 over A, right? So what's 1 over A? 1/3. So horizontally compress or horizontal compression factor of 1 over 3. Okay. So if it's horizontal, what's changing? X or Y? X. I'm going to take all my X value and multiply 1/3. Do I need to change my Y value? No, Y stays the same. Okay. So comma Y. That's what I mean. Okay. So now I'm going to go in and label my x-axis because it's not by ones, okay? Can I still label the same way? 0 to pi. Okay, 0 pi, 2 pi, and 3 pi. All right, there you go. I'm still going to go up by 1 here and then -1 here. I just have to label all of it. If it's not by 1, you have to label it. Okay, so here we go. Let's start with my points. If you have to do some basic math, okay. 0, 0 is now what?
0, 0.
Is 0, 0. Okay, that's not going anywhere. Okay. Ooh, this point. Pi over 2, comma 1 is now what?
Pi over 6.
It is. It's pi over 6 because I have to times it by 1/3, right? I don't have pi over 6 anywhere in my grid, guys. So how would I plot it? Now, where is the distance of pi over 6 if all I have is 0 and pi? It is how much between 0 and pi? What's the distance? 1/2 the way, 1/3 the way, 1/6 of the way, isn't it? Pi over 6 is just a full pi divided by 6, so 1/6 of the way. So guess what? I don't have 1/6. I'm gonna eyeball it right there. Okay. Is it going to be really squished?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Okay. Next dot. Pi, comma 0 is now what? Is now what? Pi over 3, comma 0. Where would I put this dot? What's the distance? 1/3. Totally squish. Woo. Comma 0. Ah. Okay. All right, next dot. Here we go. 3 pi over 2, comma -1. 3 pi over 2, comma -1 is now really what? Pi over 2, yeah. Well, I can plot that dot kind of easily, right? Because it's just half right there. Yay, nay, maybe? Yay. All right, almost done. Next one. 2 pi, comma 0 is now just 2 pi over 3. Oh, I'm just going to move tiny bit over and I'm going to say it 0. Yay, nay, maybe? Yeah. Tiny, tiny, tiny. Okay. Next one. 5 pi over 2, comma 1. 5 pi over 2, comma 1 is now what? 5 pi over 6, right? Oh, it's getting closer to pi, isn't it? All right. Here we go. Super tiny. All right. Last dot. 3 pi comma 0 is now what? 3 pi. It's pi. Whee. All right. Connect the dots. It's super tiny. Try your best to squish it in. Well, look at it though. Does it look like it's squished by a third? Yeah. Okay.